February 16, 2023, and outside is snowing, but I'm actually in the classroom, and like Molly stopped by, and she asked me whether she can go upstairs in the study room and participate, and I said yes. And then so at least let me actually go over the Tableau data visualization using the WebEx and the other things, and for example, actually log in. But so here I'm trying to connect the file.
He was saying that they wouldn't be
so
able
drop the file here.
So here. So he's in a meeting right now, a WebEx meeting, and I went to assign share meeting link, and I was gonna just have him post it in.
Let me update.
That's literally what you can do, right? Okay.
Oh, we got
my supervisor said that the announcements would work.
So my profile, right? So this is actually already logged in. And then, so I would like to create a new data visualization. Here it is. So it says we got to connect the data. So I would like to upload the data from the current computer, as you can see, and I downloaded one time in class, and then today I download the second time because of the same file name, and as you can see that the same file size, so it's actually within parentheses 1, so that is a duplication, and so I would like to actually just click and then give Tableau some time to have access to the data set. By the way, .csv file is a common separated file. So the data set is a text file, text. Even though typically we can utilize Microsoft Excel to open the file. However, this one is really large with I think over 1.7 million data points. So for that reason, we will not be able to open the data set using Excel. But you can try, and then you may see some error message. But on the other hand, the good news is we can utilize the tool such as Tableau to open it up. So with that, and then by the way, you also have access to doing this. And then on the other hand, I also create the handout, but the handout is actually the print copy of our PowerPoint file. So you can see that 2 days ago, we talked about the two unique features of the Tableau is actually all the variable will be categorized into dimension and measure. Dimension is more like a category, right? Male, female, or how we get the customers to our website, maybe through their Apple device or Android device or computer or something. So categorization. On the other hand, the other category is measures, and then it's usually metrics, metrics. That means we can do something to do the calculation to plus or minus or multiplication and so on. And then, but just to be aware, and I talk that in class, for example, your student ID and is a digital, several digit. But it does not make sense to add your digit, student ID with actually the person who sits next to you, right? And then it makes no sense at all. So for that reason, even if the student ID are all digit, we got to consider that as a dimension, dimension. So here, okay, the good news is here we can see, and the Tableau has already have access to this, and then so they try to show us. Let me actually see, yeah. We can see this, and then you can update now, or you can update automatically, and it looks just fine. You can see these are the variable name, and then they also have icon, and then some are in green, some are actually in blue. Yes. So I already started the recording. The thing is, I start the WebEx using my personal or my email account. I could not start the WebEx using the Canvas. I tried that twice.
Okay.
So,
okay, but you just called up and said something's not working now?
It's not me. It's actually, I think, a copy tech specialist, maybe someone who's...
Yeah, but you just called again. Damon was down here and he came back.
I did not call. Somebody called me.
No, you were just,
I can show you later on the recording. It's not me trying to make a phone call. It's ironically the phone just rang. Yeah, but thank you. Yeah, no problem. Take care. Okay, and at least you know that our Kobe Tech is very helpful, and they respond in a timely manner. But on the other hand, and today, we have to move forward. But on the other hand, so you can see that there are some in the green color is and then it's typically metrics or measures, and then on the other hand, something like in blue, this is actually like the star station name, right? Like MIT station, because the data sets are related to the Bluebike rental information from the city of Boston, right? So this is actually the blue that corresponds to dimension. But anyway, I will just say update now, but and then later on, you will see that, okay, so this just looks okay. And then I'm going to start the data visualization. So here, let me just click. You can click the sheet 1, but I decide to actually start another one. So just understand that the data set, and then we upload from the local computer, and then trying to connect with the Tableau Public. And then so let's actually give it maybe a good 30 seconds. Or sometimes even longer. It depends on how large your data set is. And then on the left-hand side of the panel, and later on, you will see all the variables, right? And categorized into dimension and measures. So bear with me. Okay. On the other hand, today and then eventually, I will help you to create this Heatmap, right? But on the other hand, I will also show you some basic data analytics feature. So as you can see on the screen, and then there's a very thin line, right? And so Tableau automatically try to figure out, hey, this variable is should be categorized as measures, right? And then that variable should be categorized as dimension, but it may not be 100% accurate, like the example I gave earlier, student ID. And here I have the bike ID, and then it's categorization purpose. So I would like to actually click and then drop to actually the dimension, to the dimension above that thin line, right? So you can see that. And then how about the end station ID also go up? How about the end station and the latitude go up, and then the longitude go up, and gender, yes, go up to be the dimension. Start the station ID go up. But on the other hand, sometimes you can just hit the control key, and then so let me show you. So if I do this, and I will here click the control, so highlight both variable, and I would like to actually move both variable up. I can do that as well. And then so only the trip duration, and then also the bike ID data set is a CSV file or measure values. Only these 3 variables are in the measures. And then right now, let's take a look at what the data look like. So I would like to actually move this variable to the columns. So you can see that, okay, and we have less than 1.8 million data set. And then if I go to the label, and I would like to show mark labels, okay, it gives me a very specific number. But on the other hand, I also want to know that maybe, let me take a look at the gender. So I move the gender to the rows. Okay, so it tells me that, hey, there is something that, gender 0, 1, and 2. And then so we need some, basic information about the data set. And then 0 actually in this data set correspond to unknown. We just don't know. And then 1, I think, correspond to the male, and then 2 correspond to female, or maybe vice versa. But for today's demo, and I forgot to bring the detailed variable definition. But let's just do that. How? So I will actually click here, and then so it's a 0, right? So actually, if I do, and then right click, edit the alias. And then I would like to say here, and for 0, that will be unknown, right? So click that. Okay. How about 1? Okay, 1, I will actually again right click, edit alias, and I will say that correspond to male. Okay, and how about the 2? Okay, the same trick, right click, edit alias, that becomes the female. There we go. So I can know that the number of actually male rider, the female rider in the entire year. I think the data set correspond to 2018, right before the COVID, right? And then on the other hand, and I also want to see something, and maybe how about color? I will just put a gender there. It's automatically have the different color. Of course, later on, you can actually click this to actually change the color setting. Maybe you want the male to be a blue color, female to be a green color, or whatever, but you got the idea. And on the other hand, watch the video for other things. I mean, for my recommended intro to Tableau video, and then that was given, I think, January 27th. But on the other hand, here we are in the sheet 2, and I would like to just click and try to change that. So I will say the gender info. Okay. So later on, when we create a multiple data visualization, we know which one is which. Okay, with this, and let's also go to create another data visualization. In this case, I would like to focus on the start station, right? And then so the start station latitude, and then hold the control key, start station longitude, and I will also control and then bluebikes.csv file. And then right now, and I would like to go here, show me. So it shows that it's smart enough to figure out there is a geographical information, so we can create a map like this. So they say, hey, recommend this. Why not? Let me actually just click, and I think with that specific, the map highlight, I can move down here. Oh, wow, lots of interesting information with lots of number. In this case, I would like to go back to the label and then uncheck the show mark label to make it more visible and less confusing, okay? And on the other hand, I also want to actually utilize the color, let the color reflect maybe actually the size of the people who rent from the certain station. So I would like to click the data and then move that to maybe the color and the size. Maybe just go to the size. So the larger the dot, the more people there. For example, here, if I move that here, I know the start station latitude, longitude, and count of Bluebike rental. On the other hand, I'm not really familiar with the Boston area. Even if you are from the Boston area, you may not know specifically their geographic latitude, longitude. So in that regard, they may actually try to find the start station ID. So I would put the start station ID to, I think maybe go to the details. Okay, so with that, and we will know that, oh, that's an ID number. That's not I would like to actually have the name. Okay, so I do have the stations here, and station, start ID, and longitude. Oh, name, start station name. So I would like to actually move that to the details. And yes, and then with that, I know this is at MIT station, right, in the intersection of Massachusetts Avenue and Amherst. Okay, so with that, and I can also maybe go to the color and then see which color we would like to have. And then, of course, we can, change the color settings. And so instead of automatic, I would like to maybe, the hex code, right? And you can do that, or maybe not now. And so the same thing, more colors. Okay, and but I think we can also do something else. Let me see. What else? Let me actually try to move the data to the color. Okay, and let's click that. I would like to edit the color. Okay, in that regard, right now it's just for the blue, but I would like to see what are the other options. And then in this regard, let me utilize something called orange and blue, the version. So click that. Here we go. And then so it's actually the more people close to blue, the less people and close to orange or red. And I would like to actually click the reverse to actually make it a more systematic to what we usually feel that when we see a weather channel, the hotter, the more orange, the colder, the more blue. So in that regard, we have this. Let's actually call that what? The star station. Should actually click this, and then so coming to rename that as a star station, right? And on the other hand, I can also mimic this to do the end station. But another easier way to do that is actually just right click and I say, I would like to duplicate, right? So duplicate. This is a duplication. What I change is actually replace the start station and with the end station. So start station longitude, start station latitude. So here, let me actually try to find the end station longitude. Move that here to replace it. Okay, end station latitude. Move that here. Okay, bingo. We have something like this. And then if this is a little bit too complicated, I can actually remove that. I don't want the start station ID here. Move that elsewhere. So just outside of the map. Okay, and then this one, and then you can also change the color. But right now, let me change that to the end station. Okay, and then let me actually start with the heat map. So I will actually change this to be a heat map. And then, so in that regard, I'm trying to actually create something like this one, right? So with the vertical as actually the hours of state operation from 0, that means midnight, until 23, that means 11 o'clock in the evening, and then actually the horizontal one will be the weekday. For example, Monday, Tuesday, all the way until Saturday and Sunday. So in that regard, we need to know something about the Bluebike data, right? And then fortunately, I also have this. I can mimic that. So I need to know the hours, right? And let me try to find here the start time, right? When people start to rent, right? So let me actually just move the start time to here, columns, right? It's 2018. I would like to, get the start time here again. And then, but right now it's automatically as a year. And then I would like to change that to be more and to be, say, like for the columns, right? For the columns. And then I would like to change that to the weekday. So here, weekday, bingo. And then how about for the rows? I would like to change that to something like the hour, right? See whether we can do that. Yes. So we already have the set. And then the missing one is the data set. So the Bluebike data. Here we go. So, but on the other hand, I may also want to do another thing. And then right now I don't have the color. So, this one is very useful. It's undo. It's actually Control Z. So we can undo, 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 undo. and go as many times as you want. And so here we are starting from scratch. So what I would like to have is actually start time, and then the other one is this, and then so here, do you see the show me? And then so this one is actually very similar to the Heatmap. So I would like to click this, right? And then I would like to change this to be the weekday. Bingo. And then I would like to actually start time, go into the rows, and then I would like to replace the year with what? With the hour. Okay, so and I also want to actually move the Sunday to the end to make the weekend stay together, because weekend is actually Saturday and Sunday, right? And so trying to, it does not work for some reason. Bear with me. It's actually weekend, just move here. Okay, so another thing is actually about the color. So we would like to add the color, and instead of automatic, let's change that to the orange and blue, and then we'll reverse that. So bingo. So this is actually very close to what this look like. But on the other hand, and then I would like to see the weekend traffic pattern. So so for this reason, I look at actually the numbers, right? It's actually about 10,000, a little bit over 10,000, but no more than 20,000. So let me actually go to the color, and I would like to edit the color and show advanced. And then so right now, it's actually have a, the extreme is actually as far as actually 37,229. And then I would like to change that to be 2,500 to, 25,000 to make it the more color distinguishable. And then so let's take a look at that here. And so hopefully you got the idea. So we can see that on weekend, people start to rent the bike in the maybe actually close to noon, and then actually more traffic in the afternoon. But actually during the weekday, we can see that, hey, and in the morning, it's actually about 8 o'clock is most busiest time. In the afternoon, from 4 o'clock until 6 o'clock, a little bit extended to 7 o'clock. And then so this is actually the Heatmap. And then we can actually later on click this to publish, to save the Heatmap. But because I have already done that in my data visualization under the roof of my own Tableau Public account, so I'm not going to actually publish again, but you should too. So that actually close today's data visualization, and I hope you can mimic and then get the job done on your own. Thank you.